I have a dream. I have a spring dream. And spring dreams are not made in the spring, they're made in the fall. And December 15th is still technically the fall. So today I will be starting my spring dreams. I've got about 11 rhododendrons on my property that I'm going to take some cuttings from. And then I'm going to propagate as many as I can. And then in the spring, we'll do a big reveal of the dream. This is my first rhododendron I'll be cutting from. It's actually not one, it's three. So one of them is pink, one's red, one's white. I love the white one the most, and I'll show you why. The leaves are so droopy on this thing. And I am not great at knowing the types of rhododendrons, but I have a feeling that this is because of the type it is. And if you know what it is, please leave a comment. I have got to know every single one of these, actually. If you know any of them, leave a comment. This whole area used to be just covered in blackberries. And so the last couple years, all of these rhododendrons have really been coming back to life. This one in particular has done exceptionally well since being freed from the blackberries. My favorite thing about all of these is how absolutely gorgeous and mature they are. This one you can see is well over 20 feet tall. I'm 5'9" for reference, and I don't even think I can get the entirety of the rhododendron in one shot. But again, this is another one that suffered a lot when it had a bunch of blackberries on it, so the underside had to be cut down quite a bit, and it's just recovering now. It's definitely one of the tree shapes. Another one that's a lot more wild and needs some help with shaping, but I wanted to give it a chance to grow out. This one, I love this one. It's purple. I love purple. Can you even see this one? It basically blends in with the rest of the blackberries. We're in the back part of the property now where I haven't really gotten around to clearing it out. So this sad little guy has just been pretty neglected, but hopefully we could get some babies in a happier place from him. Just panning over, you can see right up next to this tree, we have another sad, neglected variety. This one is very cool. It has much thinner leaves. Again, please tell me if you know about rhododendron varieties. I'm desperate to know. I want this information. Okay, as I trek back here, you'll notice there are no rhododendrons here. There is, however, this highly neglected camellia. Look at it. So I'm taking cuttings from this, and I don't know if you can propagate them the same way as you can propagate rhododendrons, but I'll take the cuttings and then I'll do the research later. This one's another whopper. Again, one you can't really fit in frame without panning. I love this. It's just absolutely stunning, and it produces so many blooms every year that it's just and it's also right in front of our house, as you could probably tell. So the first thing people see when they pull into our driveway is this bright, beautiful, ginormous pink rhododendron. It's just the coolest thing when you pull in. And then by the looks of this, you may be saying, that's not a rhododendron. Correct, this is an azalea. And it's another one that's right when you come into our home. It's also got these gorgeous dark pink flowers in the spring, early spring. And again, I don't know if it's one I can take cuttings from at this time. I know you can propagate them from cuttings, but I don't know if it's too late. It's been really mild, we'll see. Last but not least is this rhododendron that's had the hardest time bouncing back since it was covered. It was one of the first ones I actually uncovered from the blackberries, but it just hasn't bounced back like some of the other ones have. I think I actually do know which one this is. I know there's like Thanksgiving rhododendrons or like Christmas rhododendrons, but this is actually the first cool season that I've seen it bloom. It usually blooms in the spring with the other ones, so either it's a Christmas or Thanksgiving rhododendron, or it's very confused because of the extremely mild but very weird weather we've been having. Okay, I have all my cuttings, so it's time to start reducing them down. I got this on sale for $5.50. I got 2 of them, and then later the ones that do take root, I will upgrade their pots. Okay, I'm ready to get started. I have my sterilized scissors, little cup of water, rooting hormone, and then I have my coco coir with perlite mixed in about 50-50, so it's kind of a more well-draining soil. So I'm not a propagation expert. This is the first time I'll be doing rhododendrons. I've done houseplants before with varied success. So I'm following the tutorial by Mike Kincaid on YouTube. So first things first, Just gonna pop off the majority of these leaves. And this is just so that the plant doesn't expel a bunch of unnecessary energy, and it can instead put all of its energy into forming the new roots. The next thing you're gonna do is look for a growth node. So I'm gonna cut out a diagonal right under the growth node. And then I'm also going to cut the majority of these leaves. And I'm gonna do all of these before I dip it in water and then dip it in the rooting hormone and stick it in the little propagation space. I thought that while I did this, it would be fun just to do some small talk. So first question is, how did you get into your favorite hobby? For the last couple of years, I've been really into showing my dog in conformation. I had been doing some more introductory dog sports with my oldest dog, Winnie. Then I got our next dog, Finesse, to kind of try and do those sports more competitively. And when Finesse was just under a year old, I had asked your breeder, do you think that it would be worth it, worth my time, worth my money, and the energy to try and show her in conformation? And what I had understood about conformation at the time was that it was really cutthroat. People were just so mean. It just really wasn't a very friendly sport. And I'm really happy to say that could not be further from the truth. So of course then I sign up, and the first day of the weekend, somebody from our local club walked straight up to me and was like, oh, we weren't sure who the last entry would be, and introduces themselves and says, you could come sit with us, come sit with us. So really had no problem. The Dalmatian community, especially in the Pacific Northwest, so friendly, so kind. Or the first day of the show, no points. That's fine. Second day of the show, no points. It's fine. Third day, no points, no wins. It's great, it's great. Last day, somebody had come up to me and was saying, you're getting outhandled. Give me your dog. Let me show you what to do. I was like, oh my gosh, please, 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 please. So she's like, this is what you're doing. This is what you should be doing. Try to do it like this. And I'm like, okay, okay, okay. The last day of the show, we get winners. We get best of winners. And we ended up getting best opposite for a 3-point major. I was having a great time without winning. But after winning, after such a big win so fast, I was completely hooked. That's my favorite hobby, and that's how I got into it. Next plant, next question. Do you collect anything? I collect stuff for a period of time. I think what it is I actually just end up hyperfixating on something, not in a healthy way. I have a lot of houseplants. You can see this one. I actually got this one. This is a Burl Marks, but it's not variegated. It's not that special. The reason that I got it was because it had a Siamese leaf. Something that I would want to collect is swung glass. They're just kind of a little more expensive. You'll know that I'm starting to get a lot of money when I start getting a lot of swung glass, I think. I definitely collect projects around the house. I don't think that's a good thing. I also really like knickknacks. I have a hard time turning down a good knickknack. Just like little things to put on your shelf. I love a little thing. I love putting a little thing up. Okay. Ready for the next one. How old were you when you had your first celebrity crush, and who was it? It's funny. My first celebrity crush was when I was 11, and it was Jeremy Sumpter, but just from Peter Pan. I would watch Peter Pan all the time, and I would be like, I hope no one can read my mind. Like, I was just so totally obsessed.
Some of these cuttings I'm just so grateful for because I ended up taking double stems for quite a few of them. So get a few more than 110 cuttings. Yeah, just a couple more. We want we want that. This is probably going to seem really silly to people who do this all the time. I am really realizing how vastly different all of these rhododendrons are, and it's just so cool. I do want to be like you. I want to be like you if you're the person who knows all the different varieties. Where do I go to learn all that information? I watch so many garden tours on YouTube where people are like, I scoured the internet for this specific variety and I had to wait months to get it. How did you know? How did you know what variety to get? Are there forums that I should be on? Who are the people that I should be following to learn all the scientific names of these plants in the cultivars and where to get them and why it's special and who's producing these crossbreeds and all the other stuff. I just think that's so cool. Tell me who to look for. Tell me who to follow. Let's root them up. And 12. Okay, that's one tray done. 3 more to go. What did you want to be when you were growing up? Nearly my entire life, I was actually so sure I was going to be a veterinarian. And the only reason I didn't end up pursuing it was because by the time I had graduated high school, my mental health was so unbelievably bad. So, of course, by the time I would have thought about going to college or was applying for colleges, I was just relieved that I could take a break from the pressure. And it sucks. It's sad because I really didn't get out of that feeling for a long time. And it still is tough. It still is something that's really hard. So that's ultimately why I didn't pursue my childhood dreams. And it is never too late. It is never too late to go back to school. But my path has just changed a lot. And I'm not upset about it. It's fine. I kind of came to terms with the fact that you don't have to do something professionally to still enjoy continuing education and learning about the things that you really like and are really interested in. All that to say, if you were unable to follow your childhood dream but you still really like it, you can still pursue education toward that dream on your own without going to school. There's so many resources available as long as you're finding someone who is credible to listen to. You can learn a lot from just what the internet can provide. So never stop learning, right? When you want to give up, what is something that keeps you going? I'm really into the myth of Sisyphus, and my favorite book is the Book of Job. I just really thrive with the understanding that misery happens to you and you just keep going. I would say a lot of people are familiar with the myth of Sisyphus, but if you're not, I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. Sisyphus was cursed to roll a stone up the mountain for the rest of his life. His mentality was just like, okay, this is my life. The Book of Job is really about an understanding that you don't know why things happen and you don't get to know why things happen, which was a huge problem for me because I am such a control freak. But asking why in those situations when you can't control what's going on doesn't actually help you. So learning to give up control of those things and just be okay with the fact that you don't get to know why things are the way they are. You don't get to know why we suffer. You don't get to know why the good things happen to people who it doesn't seem like they should deserve it. You just get to keep living the life that you're living. And that brings me a lot of peace. I am just going to keep living the life that I'm living. So that's kind of how I just keep going when things are really tough. Zoop. Going up so many. I really hope that if just a ton of these take that I'm going to be able to give away cuttings for free in the spring and maybe do some trades with people for other plants, that would be extremely exciting. What's the first thing you would do if you won the lottery? This one's really easy for me because I dream about it all the time. I would build a house. There's nothing more I want in life than to just be able to build my own custom house. Even just renovating a house, it's everything I want to do in my life. And I know a lot of people would be so jazzed to be buying a house, but actually thinking about having the possibility of buying a house when it just feels like from every corner of the internet you're getting told, no, this isn't for you. You don't get to do this because of the generation you were born in. So it's just very exciting at the possibility of being able to buy this house that we're looking at right now. And the cool thing about the house that we're looking at is it is so quirky. It's so funny. It's so interesting. Oh, I'm so into it. Okay, next bin's done and I'm taking a pie break. Thank you. When leaves look like this, is it because they're supposed to or because something is wrong with it? If you're gonna judge me on my works, this is not the work to judge me on. Hopefully one of these will take. Next. Ooh, conspiracy theories. Do you believe in any conspiracy theories? Yes, a lot of them. My mechanic has heavily influenced me. I was already just a natural skeptic. So once he started explaining a lot more, honestly, there's not a lot of reason to believe people who are in charge of telling you the truth. And actually, there's a lot of evidence to not believe. I think that the difference between believing a conspiracy and letting it consume you is the point between, is this healthy and, I don't know, light, fun? How much does it matter? How much is it actually going to impact you? Versus unhealthy, affects your relationships, changes how you work, affects your life. These things are not actually impacting me, so I can understand them, I can believe them, and I can also just let them go. Doesn't matter. It's okay. I think this also kind of plays into if it really matters to you whether you're right or wrong and you can't accept new information. That's really harmful. Guys, this is working out so well. I'm really inclined to believe that my question about the leaves, that yellowing, is more like a deficiency than how it's supposed to look. Just because the 3 different varieties that I had in the same bed all have the same or similar yellowing. We have like 4 flower buds on this one, so we're gonna take off 2 because we're doing an experiment. Next question. Do you like to make plans ahead of time or make them spontaneously? Hardcore spontaneous. I hate making plans ahead of time. I hate having my calendar booked up. Stresses me out. Whenever I have a really busy week and I go to check my calendar, like, oh, do I have anything to do today? Or even if I did already check my calendar and I see that I don't have anything to do during that day during a busy week, I'm just stressing out that I am missing something and I should be somewhere. Like right now. Oh my gosh, I forgot to text that person. Okay, I'm back. Wow, what perfect timing. This was literally the last chance I would have had to text them to tell them I wasn't gonna be able to make it. Anyway, I'm having the worst heartburn after that pie. Okay, we ended up with 16, which is excellent. So we'll set the other 4 off to the side. We'll have a spare column of 12 and we'll put them in there. I just love this. Look at how vastly different the white one on this side is compared to the other 2. So we're finally on to the non-rhododendrons. I did end up looking up if I could propagate these the same as rhododendrons, and it was a big fat yes. That's how everybody propagates them. So it was super exciting. I also then did even an ounce of research about them because I really didn't know anything about them. I'm obsessed. I need like 40 of them. I'm so excited about this. Next question. What is the title of your most niche Spotify playlist? I'll tell you the title, and then I want you to try and tell me the artists that were put into the title name. So the playlist is called 4L Del Smith Style. 4L Del Smith Style. my sister loves it. She loves the playlist, but she also just loves the fact that that's what I named it. Also, my playlists are not good. My mechanic is always telling me that my playlists are not cohesive. They don't make sense. So don't come to me for playlists. Okay, if none of these take, I will both be disappointed and also not surprised. That was the first one that I felt like I had a really clear cut. This looks like a nice cutting. I hope this one works out. I definitely should have at least watched a video of somebody doing camellias before I started doing it. If I did it wrong, it's okay. Just tell me. Tell me what to watch. Tell me how to do it. I'll do better next time. Okay, we have 7 extra. Way more than enough. Let's do the azaleas. Okay, azaleas also not in the season to be propagated. It's okay. We're just trying. We're just trying. It's okay. We're shooting in the dark and we're having a good time doing it. Last question. What is your highest priority in life? One of my highest priorities in life is to never think I'm done growing as a person. You know, maintaining the thought that I can keep being better. And to me, being better means growing with my relationships, how I treat people, how I respond to things. The other thing that is really important to me is to become masterful at accepting the things that I cannot change and not just accepting them, but really having a good understanding of the perspectives of others, and that if something isn't the way that I think it should be, just because I don't perceive it to be how it's supposed to be doesn't mean that's how other people would perceive it too. And I think that's a good goal. I'm happy with that kind of goal. Look at this long, long man. So I would say we ended up with about 140 instead of 110. Those are good numbers. Now let's go set them up under the grow light. Are you like me, allergic to routine and structure? Get yourself a programmable plant light. It is not a permanent solution, and that's okay. It's so precarious. That's about 140 cuttings. I am very proud. Thanks for joining me while I propagated my plants and listened to me yap. If you like DIY, art, gardening, and projects, you might even want to subscribe, because I'd love to see you guys back again. Thanks for watching.